So I would love to know if other people are doing this as much as me. I'm sure they are. I find increasingly that I am taking ideas or podcast transcripts or articles and putting them into these real-time voice streaming parts of these language models. So I was using Grok mostly, the Grok voice mode. I found the Grok voice mode just to be the best. I have noticed that the recent updates, GPT-5, the voice mode has caught up and it's quite good as well. So yeah, dumping in articles, ideas, questions. Obviously, it's nice to just go for a walk and to get off the computer screen and to not cook your brain, but there's something else. Hey, what is a phonological loop?
The phonological loop is a part of your working memory that handles speech and sound like repeating a phone number in your head
Wait, can you
or
explain it to
silently.
me more simple? It's a bit confusing.
Sure, think of the phonological loop like a little voice in your head that repeats sounds or
How's
words,
it
like when you.
different to, say, writing or just thinking something internally?
The phonological loop's all about sound.
Okay, so uh, I've been thinking more and more about why the real-time voice mode is so good, or why I like it so much. This might be common knowledge to some people, and wasn't common knowledge to me, so I kind of dug in a little bit to try and understand, and I think it's got something to do with this, which is this phonological loop and how it relates to semantic and episodic memory. And so basically my interpretation of it is you kind of have this word queue, and if you're thinking internally, and you can kind of jump around. You don't have to like piece together a robust idea. When you're writing, it can kind of go in the other direction where you can jump around and you can procrastinate. Whereas if you're talking in real time, you have this buffer or this cue where you're forced to piece words together logically and coherently, and just reveals gaps in your thinking really quickly. So I'm sure that there's a better way to explain this, but it must have something to do with why it's so good to use these real-time voice audio features. So I added it back into the app. Originally I had it like a year ago, but the open source voice models were kind of shitty. Now they're really good. Like NVIDIA have Parakeet, and there are these amazing voice to text, text to speech services. I'm just using the OpenAI real-time API to get it working, but yeah, I do plan to implement some voice features. So I will do a quick demo. I won't talk during the demo because I still haven't worked out how to mute the microphone so the chatbot gets into a conversation with itself, which is quite weird. If anybody knows how to do that, please tell me. So here we go. Yeah, actually one more thing. So I was actually using Super Whisper. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with Super Whisper. It's like a great kind of keyboard shortcut, short key where you can talk and then it will transcribe and then paste the text. Also, Monologue is another really good app that does this. I still use them, but it kind of it doesn't force you to do this thing that we just spoke about, this loop and this that's force, this forcing function that happens when you have to speak in real time. So that's why I added the audio feature back into the app. Hey, I'm speaking to you via audio, so please keep your responses short. I'm trying to draft up a new idea I have here about why we should be talking to AI and not typing. The gist is basically like when you talk in real time to humans or to a human or to AI, it forces you to think through things sequentially and robustly. Can you create me a new draft node for this?
Done. Created Node 4501 talk type. Why we should talk to AI, not just type. Want a one-paragraph elevator pitch or a short slide outline next?
Hey, can you see the focus node?
Yes, that is the primary focus node. It has your thesis about speaking, forcing sequential embodied thinking versus typing.
Great. Can you do a bit of research on the phonological loop and then create a new node for me to follow up and link it back to the article draft that we have here?
Created Node 4504 phonological loop and sequential verbal processing on Baddeley's model and linked it to your draft.
That's fine, thanks.
The phonological loop
if I'm
forces
understanding
linear
this
verbal
correctly,
rehearsal,
basically
explains why
my
speaking demands
brain-
sequential coherence versus editable typing.
Rude. So if I'm understanding correctly, basically my brain has a word queue, and if I think silently or write, I
I'm
can skip
listening.
around.
Go ahead.
But if I speak out loud, I'm forced to fill in the logical gaps. Is that correct?
Exactly. The phonological loop enforces a serial buffer. Speaking commits words in order, forcing you to bridge gaps. Writing lets you jump, edit, and leave blanks. That's why voice makes thinking more coherent.
Can you update the draft we have here with this information on the phonological loop and also just what I'm trying to make sense of here in terms of speaking out loud as opposed to thinking internally or writing?
Updated.
Okay, cool. So that was kind of, the latency here is really bad. But that's because we're also feeding in all of the context. So obviously we're working to refine latency and to also bring in a new model soon that will make it quicker with the speech to text, text to speech. And so yeah, the idea here is like the same benefits you get if you're speaking in real time to Grok or to ChatGPT, all of this stuff we spoke about with the phonological loop and the forcing function, but it's connected to your knowledge base. So this morning, when I actually wrote this article originally, I didn't write it. I just went and sat in the lounge room with a coffee and spoke through it, and I got the system here or the agents to pull in different related articles and ideas that I have, and just fleshed out the node or the article piece by piece. So come and try the app. There's a free version that gives you access to all of this stuff. I don't have many people using it at the moment, so you're probably going to get some kind of enhanced service where I can help step you through the application, how it works, understand the research process, and yeah, you can check it out and download it here for Mac, and it's going to be open source very soon as well. Ciao.